All right, guys, it is time for Southwest Speedfest again. So it's that time of year, and we're getting ready to bring the Prelude, the Circuit Monster Prelude out and do some attacking of time. Anyway, we went out there late 2024, and we were I think the third fastest limited class car. We beat a whole slew of cars, and we did it with only 321 horsepower. In fact, we set the front wheel drive lap record. Well, we're getting ready to do it again. And this time we're turning it up, and not just to 11, we're turning it up to 17. Welcome to VTEC Academy. We're gonna go hurt some feelings. So last year, the problem with this car was the brakes. They would just flat out go away. So usually by the second lap, the pedal was going to the floor. So we think we know what the problem is. We think it has to do with pad kickback with the rotors. Because it has great brake ducting and it had good race pads in it. So we're hoping that we can solve this with the new brake kit we have. We've got a stop tick brake kit with floating rotors, and I'm hoping that that's going to solve the problem here. The other thing is 321 horsepower. That's not a lot of horsepower. This engine is built for well over 500. Now, we were trying to be safe with our transmission, our stock transmission before, and never really took full advantage of the Quaife sequential transmissions in here now. So we're going to head over to the dyno, and we're going to turn up the boost, and we're going to see if we can't get something that's a little bit more respectable that'll help us perform better. Again, last year we were really fast. We were third fastest in limited class, and we were beating almost all the cars. The only ones we really didn't do well against were some of the big 700-800 horsepower Supras, but
we lost to a Camaro and a S2000.
That was in our class,
yeah.
In the limited class.
Yeah.
But there were a couple of Supras that were also faster than us. So we want to try and narrow the gap on that. And I think obviously better brakes means we can stay on the gas longer, and more horsepower should mean that we can get down. There's a couple straights that we should be able to get much quicker on, and that should really help us knock the time down as well. So we're going to start doing prep on this thing and see what we can get going, and hopefully we can kick everyone's ass. The brake system on this car has always been a bit of a problem, and we're not totally sure what the issue is. Probably one of two things, either heat or brake kickback, and we've done a lot of stuff to try to mitigate the heat. We have these ducts up front that scoop air from the front of the vehicle and then duct it using 2.5-inch flexible tubing back to the caliper and the rotor. And what happens quite often with a two-piece rotor, the aluminum and the steel are of course different types of metal, and they're bolted down tight to each other. So as the rotor heats up, the aluminum and the rotor expand at different rates, and that can cause a little bit of warpage. And then when you're running really hard, that kicks the pad back away from the rotor. So when you're coming into the corner, you push on the brakes, that pedal travel is actually just moving the pad back to the rotor, not actually applying the brakes. So that creates an issue. Not totally sure that's a problem, because oftentimes the pedal will just go right to the floor and have to be pumped up. It could be boiling fluids, which is a heat problem, or it could be just really kicking it back hard. So in order to help mitigate that, we have floating rotors this time. So what we did is we got the StopTech Trophy Sport big brake kit, which has a nice giant 12.9-inch rotor, and it's a floating rotor setup. Floating rotors have a system where it bolts to the top hat so some movement can occur and should prevent the rotor from warping when it gets hot. The bigger rotor is going to help with heat just because it has more thermal mass. We're getting ready to test that and see if it all works out. You've probably seen our K24 powered Prelude before, but let me kind of tell you what is all going on here. So the K24A2, so a TSX motor, it has CP pistons, forged pistons at 9-to-1 compression ratio. It also has Crowler rods, valves, springs, retainers, and Crowler cams, specifically for turbo. And we have a big giant CSF radiator to cool everything down, and also an oil cooler as well. For fuel, we're running 1,000 cc RC injectors that are on an AEM fuel rail, with an AEM fuel pressure regulator. We were kind of worried about starving the engine of fuel on high G corners with these giant tires we have, so we're hoping that having dual pumps in the tank and dual pumps in the surge tank will prevent that from happening. The turbo we have here is kind of old school. It's a Garrett 3076. It's on a full race sidewinder manifold with tile blow-off valve. We also have a custom intercooler specifically set up for this with custom piping as well. And then that air is all getting shoved into the stock RBC manifold and an Accord Euro throttle body, so no tricks there. Remember, we're not trying for a whole lot of horsepower, so we don't need a center feed manifold or anything exotic in order to get the horsepower figures looking fat. Now, connecting that to the ground is a Clutch Master Stage 4 clutch with a Quake 5-speed sequential transmission and Hasport axles. And all of this is being controlled by a Honda K-Pro as well as Honda traction control in order to try to tame it down when the power comes on. One of the other things about Southwest Speedfest is it's no longer being run by Global Time Attack. Now it's being run under NASA, AZ, and they are using a different set of time attack rules. Now, for classing, we're running in a class called TAC. That means we have 1 horsepower per 5 to 9.9 pounds of car weight and driver weight. Now, the other thing is we get to now run a 100 UTQG tire. So we've opted for what seems to be the best tire for 100 UTQG, which is these Goodyear Eagle F1 Supercar 3R tires. They are super sticky and they are one of the best performing 100 treadwear tires you can buy. Now, unfortunately, they're not available in the 295/30 18 that we have up front, but they are available in a 285/18, so it shouldn't be a big deficit to be running this because, again, that was a 200 UTQG treadwear and this is a 100 UTQG, and that should be worth at least another second and a half off of our time. So we're really hoping to go out there and set some super fast laps with this car. Okay, we're walking up to UMS Tuning. This is dyno day for Southwest Speed Festival. So everybody needs to get classed, so they need their car weighed and dynoed, and that's what's going on today. So let's see how it's going. Here cars now. Sounds very Honda. So
Cool. I think that guy wanted to work somewhere.
I've got to assume that this hood is the one that is made by Hush Performance. The center raised section is a little more pronounced than the SIR hood is. So I think that's pretty interesting. Very good. All right, we're done with the dyno and we are going to head back to the shop. We're really low on horsepower. I'm thinking possibly the alternator's bad and we had low voltage. So really odd, it was nosing over significantly before red line. So that's telling me there's a problem. All right, so the other day we went to UMS to get classed for our class, and we made what I thought was too little horsepower. We're in a class that allows us to make between 5 pounds to 1 horsepower to 10 pounds to 1 horsepower. We're right now at about, I don't know, probably 7.5. So we could actually make quite a bit more horsepower and still be legal for this class. So I decided to come back and turn it up to 11 and see if we can't get a little closer to what the ideal horsepower for our weight is. We weigh 2650 approximately with driver, 2450. Sorry, I'm getting it wrong. 2650 with driver, so that means we can probably make in the mid 500s and still be legal. And we made 370 something. So definitely not what we could be doing. So I'm back here with Tim, and we're going to see if we can't turn the boost up and see if we can make a little bit closer to at least 500 horsepower. That way I think the transmission will stay safe, yet we should be significantly faster.
Especially on those long straights.
Yeah, especially on the long straights. Oh yeah, for sure.
So how much horsepower were we making last year?
330,
So
331.
So we were at 330 last year.
And we're third fastest, and for fastest front-wheel drive. So
So can we win that Hasport?
we're like 371, I think now.
Can we win that Hasport contingency?
We're not allowed to win the Hasport contingency.
come on.
So
Come on, you've done the work. Let's get it.
I know.
Secret sauce?
Secret sauce.
Already more.
Already, 411. 40 horsepower.
Finally, good results at the dyno.
This is like your fourth time with this car, I think.
Maybe so.
Yeah. So, what was the process to getting that? I mean, last time when I called you, you said 321 was the last time we came out here. What all did we need to change in order to get
Today was just turn up the boost. Yeah, and I don't think you had told me before that we were running 110.
Okay.
Because the tune that was in there, the timing was for 91.
Okay. Wow.
So that's where a lot of that power came from, and then more boost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. So you're able to really advance the timing on it, and that helps a lot with the turbo and everything. You're not dumping.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's a big help.
All right. Well, we'll be a lot faster at the track this time around. If we'd have had this last year, we probably would have beat a lot more cars.
There were only 2 cars to beat. 2 more cars to beat.
There are only 2 more cars to beat, and they weren't that much faster than us.
All right.
And this is going to be worth probably a second and a half on, probably a second on one straight alone.
Wow.
So yeah, that'll be
There
good.
you go.
All right, and if you need dyno, go see Tim at Exact Dyno. We're here in Tempe, Arizona, so centrally located, and you do a lot of cars. You do everything.
Yeah, everything except Ford and European.
Everything but Ford and European.
Who drives those anyway?
Yeah, exactly. That'll rattle.
So what are we looking for, Brian?
Well, it's making a pretty bad rattle at the end of the dyno run, so looking to see what might be doing that. We were concerned it could be the exhaust, but it all appears to be, we got a little hole, a tiny little leak right there. All right, I guess I'll inspect it from the top. It honestly sounded like it was coming from the underside of the car, not from the top side of the car. So I'm not sure what it could be.
I don't hear it.
Sounds normal. Sounds totally normal.
I think we're golden on that.
I think we're golden on that.
I think it's going to be pretty sick.
Definitely gonna be faster.
160 more horsepower than last year.
Yeah. Definitely gonna be faster. Okay, so after a little quick trip to Exact Dyno to get the boost turned up, we're back on the dyno here at UMS Tuning. By the way, they also do dyno tuning. They're a really good shop. So we're back here and we're gonna have our horsepower checked so we can get classified properly so that we're not cheating. And anyway, they're setting up right now, and let's see what we make on this Dyno pack.
We should still be in the same class. I don't
We should,
think we exceeded
yeah, we actually could make another probably 50 horsepower and still be in the same class, so we should be good. All right, made the exact same horsepower, so we're right where we need to be.
So now we can go test?
Now we can go test. It's Friday, we are here to test. The car off the trailer, all the arrows put back on, wheels are torqued, air pressures are right, it's full of fuel. We're gonna go over to tech, make sure everything else is copacetic, and then hopefully get a few practice laps and test these new brakes.
All right, so you may be asking, why aren't we on the track right now? The thing is, we went through tech, and for some reason the taillights aren't kicking on. So we're chasing down an issue with, of all things, taillights. So it's been the last few hours chasing down whatever issue is going on with this. We've done voltage tests and continuity tests.
Did I leave the knife on the...
Yeah. It's for the wires, not for you, okay? Yeah, we have not yet been able to run a single lap for the want of some taillights. Dude, you think you got it?
I think we got brakes. Let's check them out.
Three hours later.
We have brakes?
No brakes. Press them hard. No brake lights.
What?
No brake lights.
Nope.
Were you pressing it hard?
Yeah? I'll press it harder.
Let's see. Yes. Now we got it.
What?
We got it now.
Thank God. Man. That's irritating.
Who needs test laps anyway?
Exactly. We're ready. You know, as ready as we can be. We're going to have to do a few things tomorrow, I'm sure, with the brakes. But we're ready to go out and attack some time. See what we can do.
Beat up the clock.
Pardon me?
Beat up the clock.
Beat up the clock. Anyways, guys, why don't you tune in on the next episode. You'll see how this car did in the Southwest Speed Festival. And it'll be back next year. So anyway, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notified when other videos come out. All right? Circumus Prelude, do your thing.